Oh man, it's like "Let Me Be the One to Hold You, Baby, All the Time." Oh, what is that? I can't remember the song. I can't remember the name of the song.
I know. I am hearing it in my head.
God, it makes me want to look it up. But it's this really gushy love song that he made because his girlfriend or fiance had died, and he made that song right after. And I was just like, it's like "Let me be the one to hold you, baby, all the time. Let me be the one to show you that you don't have to cry and all that stuff." I was like, that's a song. All the girls loved it. and actually, one of the girls
I hope for your sake you dodged those emo chick bullets, man, because it was never worth it.
Smother Me? Smother Me.
Yeah, Smother Me. Yes. That's correct. God,
I remember the first time I heard "Box Full of Sharp Objects." In fact,
oh my God, I remember running. I was running through the woods, jumping through because where my parents live, we had like this like giant like woods of forest. I put my earphones in. I'm jumping around like from side to side, running in the back and shit, like I was some kind of fucking ninja. God, I was.
and you know who we owe for this? We owe.
Who's it?
That Ozzy Osbourne's daughter. What's her name?
Oh, what the hell is her name? Kelly
Osbourne. That's who we owe for the used.
Really?
Yep.
There you go.
Because Burt McCracken's claim to fame is he used to date her on the show.
I see.
Really?
Yes, that's how the used happened.
No way.
He was the strung out, drug-addled dickhead that dated Kelly Osbourne on the show and managed to parlay that into a music career.
Well, there you go.
Are you serious? I did not know that.
Yep, 100%. Which also explains some of his drug habit, but isn't she on The View or some shit now?
Oh, probably.
Like one of those shows.
That's her mom, right?
Yeah, you're right.
No, her
Yeah.
mom is.
Yeah,
she was
Sharon.
on something. Well, I can't think of what it is.
Oh, she's been doing like modeling shows lately.
Modeling?
Yeah,
How?
because she's.
I know she
rich
lost
and
weight, but
famous.
He's like,
And she's
ow.
She's got
Like,
curves, you know.
well, she doesn't really have much anymore. Like she lost a lot of the weight. She looks more like her mom, but
Oh God.
I'll be honest, Sharon Osbourne back in the day, I'd have taken a swing at. But
Isn't Harry Osborn going on another tour? Did I see? I could have sworn I saw that.
he just did another. Just did another farewell tour.
Yeah.
I'll believe it when I see it.
So she had two.
Well, Kiss has been doing farewell tours since like 1996.
Right.
Like
Wow.
they tour every year or two, and it's always a farewell tour.
I mean, people keep buying the tickets. What are you gonna do?
We're gonna die at
Keep
some
making
point.
money.
Farewell.
Right. Exactly.
Well,
Maybe next year.
I'll be honest. As
If
big
you're
of
not gone, I'll come back.
as big of a prick as Gene Simmons is, he's a really good capitalist,
There you go.
and he goes out and makes fucking money. Like he.
I haven't seen him in years. Ever since what was that show that he
Family
did?
Rules or
House of
whatever?
Rock or some shit.
I don't remember, but
Oh,
he
God.
I mean he's out there just doing businessy shit, and like
Yeah.
that's what's funny about it, because like there's no artistry in it for him. There never was. It was literally always about money, you know. And I guess what do you expect out of a Brooklyn Jew?
Oh, really? Really? That's where we're taking this?
No, that's I believe that's almost me quoting him directly. I'm pretty sure he said that.
Oh, God.
Oh my
Okay.
God.
Well, we've got 3.
2 more. We'll get through this.
By the way, I looked at some pictures of Burt McCracken and Kelly, and I am
jeez.
fucking. I now want to go read a little bit more.
Oh, God.
Go watch an episode or two.
It's gonna be an intense afternoon for you, because
Oh,
they were a mess.
well, I guess for my fourth album, I have to give it to my lover band, Arctic Monkeys, Humbug. That is just one of their most psychedelic, chill albums ever. Well, because Arctic Monkeys, like, they've gone through like this kind of period of evolving as musicians, which I love. So they're just not.
I was into the
throwing out
Arctic
same
Monkeys in
garbage.
like 2003. So I kind of forgot about them until they came like back in what was it, like 2013 or 2015.
Yeah,
They had that hit
2013 when they released AM, like they for some reason blew up because of what's that song? Do I Want to Know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
they came out, and that was a huge thing for movies and stuff. And then when that came out and they started getting a lot of fame, they released all their old albums, like their favorite Worst Nightmare, Humbug, and all that on YouTube for free. And then after that, they just blew up.
Yeah.
But Humbug was actually one of the first albums that I was truly introduced to Arctic Monkeys, and it's nothing but their kind of like psychedelic kind of music. Because at that point in time, Alex Turner, he was going through a bad breakup, and the band was going through some tough times, fighting each other and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And musically creative, because the drummer, he wanted to go off. What is his name? Nick wanted to go off and do some beats and whatnot like that and make his own career, but it didn't turn out as well as he did. And Alex was doing the Shadow Puppets, which is also another good band. More of that kind of psychedelic storytelling kind of sound. But yeah, man, the Humbug is definitely a number 2 album. It just tells you all your worst fears, and he just explains it in just these weird stories and this kind of thing that you just see normally out. People cheating on each other and just being disrespectful and treating each other like crap. Like one of my favorite songs is "Crying Lightning," and it basically he talks about how the girl that he's seeing in this song is just like trying to scream wolf about bad things happening about him and like how he's treating her, and he's trying to get someone to spin his propeller to like trying to run away from her, and no one is doing that because he's getting such a bad heart from this girl who is crying wolf and lying to the ice cream, asking for ice cream on a rainy day and stuff like that. And of course these are my interpretations from the song and what I hear of it, but it's just such a good album. It's just anytime I'm really sad, that's good. That's the best album to get.
I'm amazed at you describing those things as being people's worst fears, because I'm over here like, is that what normal people are afraid of? Like I'm afraid of talking dolls and going insane.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it.
Wait. Think about your love life and and your wife. I mean, this is someone you truly and you're emotionally tied to, and you're like, it would suck if she's like telling you, man, dude, this dude goes home and fucking slaps me in the face all the time with his hands and burns my eyeballs. And if she's running around doing that, it's not true, and you're trying to get people to help you, but they're listening to her, and you're drowning. That's a huge fear, because that's your life, it's your reputation that will follow you for the rest of your life until all those people die, of course. And it's just like not only the emotional tags, but the societal backlash from it. It's just that'd be terrible.
Nah,
absolutely
man,
terrible.
Nah, homie, don't play games like that. I wouldn't have made it past the first date if I thought that was an option.
That's why you don't date feminists, right?
I don't date. I mean, what is my dating style is? I'm gonna try and make this the most awful date possible and put everything on the table.
Yeah, I think we went for like
and
shock and awe.
And if you can handle this moment, this is the worst it's gonna get.
Right.
This is it, right here.
I'll attest to that.
So.
There are no surprises.
I was always horrible at dating because I never saw the fucking point. I'm like, look, I'm either looking for someone to spend my life with, or I'm wasting my time. I could be making music or doing any number of other things aside from talking to somebody that I don't give a shit to talk to.
That was literally the same thing I told my wife. I was like, I'm not looking for like a fucking fucking bye. I'm looking for a relationship, dude. If it's not it, let me go. I got shit to do.
Don't get me wrong. I'm okay with like people fucking and doing whatever. I would prefer personally to just pay for it if that's what I want that exchange to be. Like if this is just going to be sex, then cool. I'll just pay for the sex, and then we don't have to deal with the bullshit. But if we're talking about pairing off to tackle life together, well, that's another thing entirely. And I'm only investing in that if there's a potential there. Like the idea that people would casually see somebody or multiple people for like a length of time just to do something with somebody else. I guess I've never felt the need for people so much as to feel that like that was a valuable use of time. It's like, okay, I'm going to go do this thing that I'd rather do now. I'm sorry, I'm getting off track here. I'm just pointing out that it strikes me as an interesting way to describe those as people's biggest fears. And literally, like, my only real fear is going insane. Oh, there you go. And not knowing it.
Well, I tell you, I always say this on my show. One of my biggest fears in my life is being homeless. Oh God, that scares the shit out of me.
It's not that bad, bro.
I was gonna say I've been homeless. You get through it.
It scares me. Because like when I was younger, one of my he's like a father to me. One of my best friends, my brother's his father. we're sitting in the parking lot. And we saw these people walking on the side of the road coming from Ruby Tuesdays. He's like, you know what that is? Those are two homeless people who've been trying to get their shit together, but they haven't been able to. And if you don't get your shit together, because I was terrible in school, you're gonna be just like that. And that's what he fucking told me. And I looked at those people and I'm like, I don't want to be like that. So like ever since then,
Scared
I just
straight.
like work 2 jobs, like work overtime, make a side business.
Well,
like, please help me.
And see, so I graduated college in 2006. And so I was 21 at the peak of the economic collapse and had a fuck ton of credit card debt and had a job that I was making like $8 an hour, minimum wage for Pennsylvania. And I was working 7 days a week, working holidays so I could get that triple time, playing shows in the evening. And so I was living in my roommate's attic, or I was living in an attic, and I was leveraging, like, the only reason I was eating was because I could put the money, like, basically, we had vending machines at work that they would directly take it out of our check. And so I'm leveraging paychecks that I haven't even fucking got yet to be able to eat. And like trying to count change, hoping I can make rent to my college friend, so I had a place to stay. Eventually, the whole thing, just like a house of fucking cards, came crashing down, and a lot of it is I've never liked people, and so I never learned. I guess I've always been a shy, closed off person, and so it was weird having to be responsible for myself, because one thing that our fucking country is awful at is teaching kids how to be responsible for themselves. It's honestly one of my big things, how I came to libertarianism, was because it was a great self-help philosophy. It taught that hard fucking lesson that no one is going to do for you. You have to figure it out, or just fucking get out of the way. And for me, it taught me what I needed to, and I've had my slips and falls and stuff since, but the lesson of nobody's going to do for you, because nobody has the ability to think outside of themselves in any practical sense. Like, at the end of the day, life is hard enough for everybody. So you can only be reliant on yourself.
Right.
It's a hard truth, but it's a truth nonetheless.
And I completely agree with that. It's like, and for some reason, I don't know why that is so hard for people to realize that, you don't need a hand to hold. You don't need, daddy government to come here and save you. You don't need it. Like, if you have yourself and, you have your kind of, your family, your kind of, your circle, you guys can work hard and create a way better life for you than government ever can.
I'm glad you got that lesson not when you were in your mid-20s and being homeless. Like,
I'm telling you, man, though, that's serious a nightmare. I tell my wife that I was like, I will not. I will work 4 jobs, 5 jobs, sleep 3 hours a day, and crash on my one off day. I'm not doing it. There's no way.
I mean, I've got multiple businesses I'm working on starting. I've got my actual personal business. I work for a company. It's you do what you got to do, man. I'll tell you right now. Do you have kids yet?
No, not yet. We're waiting.
Well, we were too. No matter what they say, IUD, not 100% effective, kids.
Yeah.
And so for my top album, my very top thing that spurred my life, that changed everything. Like, I mean, I'm talking like the way I think, becoming an individual.
2112 by Rush. Good choice.
Oh, man, it's crazy. It's gonna be weird, and everyone's like, "Oh my god, fucking really?" But it was 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge by My Chemical Romance.
It's a great album.
I love it so much.
That changed. That album changed my life. Like, I remember having to sneak into Borders, and I had this guy. His name was Chad. He was like 21 years old. I was like, "Hey, dude, my mom's not letting me get this fucking CD. Can I give you money to buy it?" And he bought it for me.
You didn't by chance catch them on that tour, did you?
No, I did not. My mom was she's heavily
I'm going to be
Christian.
honest. I know that you didn't. And do you know how I know you didn't?
How?
Because there's no fucking way Arctic Monkeys is your favorite concert if you'd been there on that tour.
Oh, really?
Because that tour was life-changing at the time. Like, when that album came out, I don't think I've ever seen a band get that big that fast. Like, it was just... Like, I know that for them, it took a long while, and really, they worked hard at it. But when they hit, it was just overnight the most important thing and the most important band anybody had ever seen.
Yeah.
They were just so great.
I caught him at
they were so great.
I caught him at the Warp Tour in 2006, and I tell people they played they played 20 minutes of a 30-minute set because it was August. They had to stop the show 4 times to pull people out of the audience because the sheer mass of people losing their shit. Like I wasn't like big like I am now back then. Literally the sheer mass of people when they started playing picked my body up and carried me about 20 feet towards the stage. Like my shoes, I was wearing flip-flops, they were just gone. Because I had been lifted by the crowd and moved just by the mass of people. And it was fucking sardines in a can. You were literally being pressed. I was so dehydrated at the end of the show. Like I cramped up trying to drive away from the venue and like had to like stop on the side of the road because it was one of the most intense things I've ever seen. But people were losing their shit so much they had to stop 4 times in a half-hour set to pull people from the crowd for the ambulance.
I'd believe it because I freaking loved that record, and it's just
and then I think it was a couple months later.
So many feels.
Black Parade comes out.
Oh god!
Yeah, and as big as Sweet Revenge was,
oh my god,
there was nothing bigger than like my mom was listening to My Chemical Romance at that point.
Yeah, yeah, it was crazy.
I remember because I was young me when I heard this album and I started getting more into music. I started playing the drums for a while, and I remember when Black Parade came out, and I was like, "Oh, I want to learn this song." It took me like 3 days to learn the song. I was fucking jamming my ass off. One of my favorite songs I learned from them was "Thank You for the Venom," which is also on the 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge. God, I just those. It's something about that album that just takes you to a different place, and it's just like like he just throws this kind of reality in your face, and it's just great. And it's kind of like that. It's kind of like that kind of reality. Like you don't want to talk about it. It's not there. You're blind, but it's there. Like, as soon as you take the blinders off, it's just like, oh my god, there's just like this bullshit like everywhere surrounding your life. Like, are we gonna let this happen, or are we gonna, like for instance, and thank you for the Venom when he's like, are we gonna thank the not the corporate, what did he call them? He's thanking basically the state for giving him the precious moments of liberty, and like at least that's how I interpret it. And I just like it's just like, thank you. This is fucking mind-blowing.
Which album was it? The first or second one that you know what they do to guys like us in prison is on? That's the first record, isn't it?
So.
Yeah, I think so.
Because that's always my standout My Chemical Romance track.
Actually, no. That is definitely on 3 Cheers for Sweet Revenge.
That's the one with Burt McCracken in the background, just like laughing maniacally. Mm-hmm. I don't know that Burt says anything on the song. There's just him laughing like a lunatic.
What more do you need?
I like what they did Under Pressure for that MTV thing when they were both like super drunk on stage and they like wrote a whole bunch of shit about it.
They weren't drunk. They weren't drunk at all.
They were on pills.
That's what
whatever.
That's what ended up separating those two. Like they had to get away from each other because they were both horrible enablers. Yeah. And like they both had raging pill problems that were just being exasperated by the fact that they both had raging pill problems. Well, and it may or may not have ruined the music in both their cases, getting clean. But
well, I mean, what's his face had a kid, so that changes your priorities a bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, all right, boss. This has been so much fun. I'm really glad we had you on. It's gotten a little wild at times, but anytime you want to come on and bullshit about music, man, by all means, let us know. That was all right. Absolutely will. So,
thank you guys for having me on. It's fun.
If you take it easy there, Alex.
Thanks. Bye, guys.
Oh, goodness. I got this.
have to fall down. Damn.
Let's go.